Hello, I'm Rex Hallbison, and this is a message that's going out today. It's a little bit of a 911, and it's not polished. I might be stumbling around a little bit, but I've got a message for anyone that's an executive management of a solar company or owner, and then those the same at HVAC companies. And so let me explain. We're talking about a convergence. We're talking about a pivot point that just blew up, the ITC ending, its impact, and what you need to do. And for some of you, I might be poking you in the eye today. Okay, so why would you listen to me? One of my buddies calls me Shrex with a big round head. My kids called me Mr. Potato Head. So why would you listen to Mr. Potato Head? Well, a couple things. I'll give you my background real quick and we'll get that out of the way. I'm a veteran of the hardware and software technology industry, professional services. I've helped bring multiple technologies to the marketplace for both B2B and B2C. So 3.5 decades of experience that I'm an old guy. But when I stepped into solar in 21, I said, you know what? This is nothing more than hardware and software. Okay, so I'm a tech guy. Second, I have a podcast because when I jumped in whole heart. It used to be called Energy Advisors. It's now Energy Catalyst. So maybe some of you have tripped into me through that. I've interviewed Congress people, industry giants, consultants, educators, you name it. So it's great. I have a lot of insight and connections in technology innovation. It's a great platform. I talk energy. Sometimes they call me Rex, that energy guy. The lastly, which is probably less important, I'm the author of 4 books, and one is a consumer-facing book, Energy Savings Catalyst, and it's a reference guide that teaches people how to buy the smart way all of these technologies that impact their energy. So don't get hooked. Basically, here's the smart way to do it. And then the other 3 about this convergence that's happening, and I show people what happens to these businesses and how to transition. So enough of that. Let's get on. Mr. Potato has something to say. This was validated today in an interview. The topic today, and again, a little choppy, the topic that I'm going to talk to you about, this convergence, was validated this week in an interview with the president of the Americas for REC, Carrie Hayes. Now, when I came into this industry in 2021, and I'm not Nostradamus, okay, but I've been here because I brought multiple technologies to the marketplace. I said, you know what? Solar and HVAC are going to merge. It's going to happen. Probably take about a decade or so, but it's going to happen. Well, it's been 4 years since I made that sort of, that's an obvious sign. Well, fast forward to today, we have a huge catalyst that's helping both sides take a look at things, the end of the ITC. Now, I don't care if it goes away in 180 days or if it's a year or 2 out, it's stepped down, it's gone. You can't use that as part of your business model anymore. We're getting government subsidies out of this business. And I will contest that it's good, but I'm not going to get into that conversation because we get that out of the way. It normalizes things, and then it doesn't matter who's in the White House or controls Congress. But that's not my point today. I want to talk to you about this convergence, and I'm going to poke some of you in the eye because it's happening. It's already here. Back in 2021, I coined a phrase that I believe is going to take root and take off. I called it the Energy Technology Systems Integrator. I don't want to be the guy that just talks to you about one technology. I want to be the guy that owns the customer and brings everything to the table and integrates it. So ETSI, Energy Technology Systems Integrators. All right, so here's what's happening. The market's being impacted quickly. Both sides are being impacted because of ITC. On the HVAC side, heat pumps and other efficiency technologies. ITC is impacting that. Solar, darn near a lot of people's entire business model. So, what are the analysts saying? What are the product companies saying? What are goobers like me saying? Well, you got to widen your portfolios. All right, you can't be a one and done product company. Let's face it. A solar only company is a dead man walking. Whether it's dead in 180 days or a couple of years, you're a dead man walking because your cost of sales is too high. You won't be able to compete because guess what's going to happen? Okay. The guys on the HVAC side, they're going to start adding solar to their portfolio. And why? It's very easy. And this is what made me this conclusion back in 2021. It's the same skill sets. You have a sales team that knows how to talk about electricity, efficiencies, and savings, both sides. You have a master electrician, both sides. And you have technicians, the guys that haul the AC unit to the back or the panels to the roof. You have the same skill sets. This is a smarter convergence than if you went and did roofing. No offense to our friends who do solar and roofing, but that's a whole different skill set. Most of the time, it's completely different sales organizations. You don't need an electrician to install shingles. So it's the smartest one. Now, I've heard people talking about diversification. Maybe we should do windows and maybe we should do remodeling and maybe we should do something that's crazy in my mind, turf. Okay. Why would you do that? That's crazy. You've got the same skill set. You can leverage it. So my message today is the catalyst of this change is here and you need to respond now. You can't wait to the end of this to make changes. You need to consolidate. So I'm going to tell my friends in solar, okay? Excuse me. If you haven't purchased a HVAC company yet or figured out one to merge with or one to align with, you're dead man walking, okay? And HVAC has the advantage, and let's explain why. They have things that solar does not have. Number one, they understand break and fix. They keep their doors open on service contracts. They look at the utilization of their technicians and their electricians, and they make money, and they've been doing it for decades. Okay. The other things that they have an advantage is they already know multiple solutions. They don't just sell a heat pump or a furnace, they sell you everything that they impact. Okay. They also understand recurring service models. So break and fix. Oh, okay. I came out and fixed your AC because when it's 105 degrees, you need somebody there pronto. And then when it's 12 below and your furnace is gone, you need somebody there pronto. Well, then they sell a service contract. Hey, Mrs. Homeowner, we're going to come back twice a year and talk to you. Okay. They understand that. Solar doesn't do it. It's one and done. Now, Mr. Potato Head used to put a football helmet on. So I'm a football guy. My sons had great careers. So solar, I will akin, is the one and done Dak Prescott, sorry, Cowboy fans, of energy. You're in the playoffs once and then you're gone. Now, in doing analysis and looking at this as a podcaster and an industry thought guy, we went out and talked to hundreds of existing solar installations. 100% have not heard from their installer since they got their PTO. So once that system was live, boom, gone. You know how many people that we found needed additional help? Almost 100%. 97% of the people we talked who already installed solar need help. They got an inverter it's out. They've got a warranty exchange on something. They need more panels. They might want storage now. But solar, I'm guilty of it too. Woo, we're off to the next one. Go grab that next big commission check, that next big margin. You can't survive on one and done. A solar only company is extinct. And if you don't think that, you're crazy, you're a dead man walking. So you've got to bring this together. You've got to make the win-win of both industries, okay? Everything that HVAC has, because guess what? This week when I was interviewing Carrie Hayes on my podcast, again, president of the Americas for REC, we talked about what's happening, and he shared something, and you need to listen to this podcast interview. It will be out on July 1st. But we talked about this, is there's really going to be two types of companies going forward in renewables, okay? This ETSI. It's going to be the small companies that are focused. It's like the HVAC guys, smaller set of customers. And then you're going to have the giant guys, but you won't be able to do it in the middle. It'll be very difficult to run 8, 10 markets and things like that because your cost structure is too high, okay? Your cost of sale is too high. The HVAC guys have the advantage. They already own the customer. Let's look at the numbers. So we did some analysis, and it's crazy, okay? There are 11,000 solar installers and solar companies, depending who's still open. And there are 117,000 HVAC companies. 10x, at least 10x. they serve a lot less customers because they touch them more. All right. If you look at the analysis between the number of HVAC companies per household and solar, it's crazy difference. Okay. HVAC, they serve about 930 households on average, okay, across the United States. Solar, if there were enough solar professionals out there, in order to stay in business, it's 12,000. So who's going to win? Round up HVAC, round it up, 1,000, 12x, at least 10 to 12x. So the message to the marketplace is, wow, the HVAC guys have the win here. Now, what happens when the product companies, the Carrie Hayes of the world, the RECs, the Q cells, the inverter companies, everybody, when they start to say, I'm going to do the same analysis. I'm going to start calling on those HVAC guys. Same skill sets. They own the customers. Wow. Okay. Now, let's get back to that conversation we had out there and talk to consumers. They're all orphans. Solar installs are orphans. You have an opportunity now to go back with new technologies and sell to your existing customer base. Because guess what? HVAC already owns them. All right. They're already doing business with them for multiple technologies. And they're going to be stealing those customers away that you sold solar to because they're going to be able to quickly add solar and vice versa. So you're not going to be able to compete. And I'm sorry, solar guys, if this offends you, if it gets you mad, you can call me an idiot. I don't care. You can call me Mr. Potato Head. It's the facts. All right. So you're going to need to pivot. Now, my message today isn't just what's happening and it's already happening, and the fact that you need to buy a new URL that has the word energy in it. So if you're Billy Bob Solar, you better be Billy Bob Energy Systems coming up. You need to start thinking about total customer lifetime revenue rather than a one hit. You need to start thinking about that way. Well, this is what we've done. I've got some solutions to help you. Now, again, I'm at Smart Energy Solutions. What we do is we find and develop technologies and we bring them to the marketplace. And I've got a technology that you should look at real quick. 20-year-old technology, been in the oil fields, developed at the utility levels. It's called an electricity optimizer. Now, the technology's been advanced. More than 6,000 restaurants, like big chains like our good friends at McDonald's, Subway, etc. We can get into the details for that, but it's available at the residential and business, small business marketplaces. So if you're in solar and you'd like to keep your customers before the HVAC guys steal them from you, this is a quick entry into that energy conservation while you figure out where you're going to merge or buy an HVAC company. And if you're an HVAC company, you now have another solution to talk to them about, and you can start to transition into solar and those other technologies. Again, we're bringing things to the marketplace. This is the first one. It's performative. It will save anywhere between 10 and 20, maybe sometimes 25% electricity consumption reduction. So it's reducing, it's a combination of power factor, which doesn't play as big in residential, but it's total harmonic distortion and surge protection. Easy sale, $2,500 to $2,000 a house. Bam, you got a new customer. And so it's a way for a solar company to go back and save their customers because you haven't talked to them. Let's face it, you haven't talked to them. All right. Because guess who's the big predator out here? The big bad wolf is HVAC. Because when Kerry and his friends, all his peers, decide, wow, I need to talk to all those HVAC guys. They already own customers. They already have tight relationships. They know how to stay in business a long time. It's going to change everything. Okay. It's going to change everything. Let me tell you another fact that's interesting about this industry. What's the average age of an HVAC company? Some of them are generational. Grandpa started it in the 50s, handed it down to his son, and now his grandson, and some are even at great grandsons. So these are established companies. There have been several private equity companies that have been rolling up HVAC companies. And you know what one of their requirements is? They won't buy someone unless you've been in business for 20 years. What's solar? You're a solar company owner, except for the really big ones, 5, 7, 8, maybe 10. The point is that the resiliency of HVAC. Okay, it's the resiliency. So anyway, what I'm showing you is that you need to change. Now, how can we help? Well, from both sides, we got this optimizer technology. I got two more right behind it that are energy related and that can help you make this transition to more revenue per customer, being a true energy technology systems integrator. The customer wants one voice. They want one person to talk to. They don't want to talk to 10 people and try to glue it together themselves. So what we've done to help this make these transitions for either industry, HVAC or solar, we packaged this up, business in a box. You just can't put a product into distribution and then it just, sits there on the shelf. We've made it very quick. We have an LMS for people to get their sales training done very quickly, how to add that to their portfolio, technical training that's all done online, LMS. We have product information seminars. We're doing some national advertising. We have leads that are coming in almost all the marketplaces. So if you want to quickly pivot and protect your customers and in energy related stuff, we've got the solutions, business in a box, easy button. Within weeks, you can be adding this to portfolio and protecting your customer base, no matter which side of the fence you're on. So that's the rant today. It's been a little all over the place, and I apologize, and it has been sharp, and maybe you don't want to listen to Mr. Potato Head, but it's not just me saying this, it's industry experts. Talk to my friends over at Wood Mackenzie. Talk to my friends in multiple product technology companies. Have woken up some giants and gone, whoa, there's 117,000 HVAC customers that own the customer. And they've got the same skill sets. Maybe I ought to talk to them. So get in touch with me, and I'm going to throw this out there. And again, we stay in touch with everybody. Send me an email, okay? It's simple, rex@gosmart.energy. rex@gosmart.energy. Some tools we have coming online, a Patreon. All of this transition information will be in a Patreon. We have relationships with some service consulting professionals that can help you if you want to dig deeper while you go through this transition. But don't be foolish. During this ramp down or this cliff or whatever of ITC, that's not your big problem. That's not how to future-proof your company. How you future-proof your company is widen your portfolios, focus tighter on the customer, and there's great technologies to do that, and we'll refer you to them. You could be using AI and virtual assistants to be constantly in touch with your customers. You see, the people that win are going to be the ones that have the relationship with the customer. So that's all I got to say today. Apologize, a little bit long, but I'm here to help. I have passion for this industry, you might be able to tell. I mean, who else does all this crazy stuff? Be a podcaster, write books, run a company for that kind of stuff. I'm all in, okay? I want to help, and I want to help as many homeowners as possible. I would love to see the United States catch up to Australia. Australia has almost mid 30%, depending on which report, adoption rates for solar. Well, we should be looking at all of these technologies, and the future is bright. Let me explain something to you. If you look at all the renewable technologies across all the products that they're out there, let's list them there. You've got optimizers, phase change shields, heat pumps, electricity-driven water heating systems, smart home systems, solar, micro wind turbines, the geothermal. If you look at all of those technologies, there's only one with double-digit adoption, and that's heat pumps. Because when someone's furnace goes out, they have to do something. And you can't continue to just keep selling the most expensive thing, one and run. You just can't. So again, I'm not here to offend anybody. You can call me an idiot. You can call me Mr. Potato Head. I don't care. But the reality is here. And so who's going to own the customer? Who is going to be the person that they call for all their energy needs? Who are they going to look to as a complete integrator? So become an ETSI. Work with this will help you to morph that. And it's not just buying a new URL, okay? You've got to change your mindset. Total customer lifetime value. So anyway, catch up with me. I gave you my email address. Drop me a note. You can even drop me a note to tell me I'm damn crazy. But let's get in touch, and we can help you with this technology to be a transition technology while you figure out how you converge. And then we have others that are coming right behind that. And you'll be surprised. There are more than 12 technologies that a residential or small business customer can be deploying to help them with energy. It's not just one and done. So until next time, I'll say what I say all the time. Again, this was a Saturday afternoon rant, but I just felt I got to get it out there. Make it a great day, because if you do, tomorrow can be even greater.